All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to your hopefully elect. My brother Yahweh call from Great Millstone Orlando Camp, and get right into it. As the title says, never say you can't do something. Because like the scriptures talk about, being that we are in a warfare, spiritual warfare. We are soldiers for Hamashiach, and being that we are in the battlefield, and being that you have others around you. Not only are you fighting alongside with, but others that depend on you. As far as whatever your position is. So with that being said, there's really no room for doubt. There's no room for, because that doubt spirit, just that type of a weakness in general, it spreads, and another thing, the Lord, He told us that He will never put us through anything that we can't deal with, nothing that we can't bear, nothing that's too hard for us. Because I always talk about, just as far as what brothers got to deal with, as far as the trials and tribulations, a lot of the times we go through the same things, and that's kind of like it's kind of like the measuring stick. The Lord is showing us our progress, because certain things that affect us now didn't affect us as much as it used to, because we've grown. We've become more tolerant. We're becoming more numb. But every now and then, the Lord hits us with those curveballs. He hits us where it hurts. And really, that's the Lord pretty much, because again, we're in a spiritual warfare, like it tells you in Ephesians, having let me grab it. Go ahead and grab that. In Ephesians, chapter 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. It says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about you. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So just to make the point about the armor, all right. And with any armor, you can't just go into battle with fresh armor. You got to break it in. You pretty much, in a sense, you got to become one with the armor. All right. And the more you break it in, the more you get used to that armor, the more you're gonna find its chinks. The more you're gonna find those soft points, the vulnerable points. And like I was saying, every now and then the Lord hits us with something new. It's a new type of hurt. The Lord throws us a curveball every now and then, and that, it's not more, how I look at it, it's not more than the Lord, closing up the chinks in the armor. All right. Because Again, it is a warfare, you know. But nevertheless, like I said in verse 10 again, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. It's a commandment. It's always been a commandment to you know, trust in Yahweh Bashim Shah, be strong, be courageous. It was always a commandment, you know. That's a demandment of a demand of the Lord, man, for us as men. Like the Apostle Gabar always says, you know, in order to be a man of the Lord, first you have to be man. You know, and with that is going to come certain qualities and traits. All right, basically reaping of the spirit, cutting off the flesh, reaping the fruits of the spirit. But nevertheless, it was always a commandment to be strong, courageous, trusting, faithful to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so with that being said, you know, like I quoted, you know, the Lord said he would never put more than us than we can bear, man. All right. And you know, because you know, a lot of times these videos, these epistles, they are therapeutic, you know. And I know it's a spirit, you know. One piece of advice that the beautiful blood brother from my camp, Rakalia, you know, every now and then he'll just make sure you mean what you say. You know, make sure you mean what you say. You know, because it's, you know, it sounds good. You know, we talk a good talk, make no mistake about it. And that's one thing for me personally, and I'm sure I can speak for us all, you know, because the scriptures talk about, because you know, you have a lot of brothers, man, that do a lot of edifying videos, you know, but one thing, you know, you don't want to be one of those that you're a good teacher. Like I said, it sounds good, but nevertheless, you're not profiting yourself. It's not profitable unto yourself. You know, and that's one thing that keeps me in fear, keeps me in check. You know, going back to the piece of sound advice from the brother, you know, make sure you mean what you say. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, like I said, you know, every now and then he tells me that, you know. I remember a couple of years ago when he first started telling me that, you know, just being honest with the spirit, you know, like I said, talk a good talk, but I didn't really, you know, believe in the things that I was saying. You know, the subject of faith. You know, we do videos and lessons on faith, but I wasn't to a point where my faith was, you know, I didn't really believe, you know. But now I've been to a point where I wholeheartedly believe, you know. As a matter of fact, like we've been saying here, we're beyond belief at this point. We're beyond belief. All right. I know, you know, I just know that Yahweh Shema Shai is, man. You know, because when has the Lord ever done us wrong? When has he ever, you know, not performed that which he said he was going to do? You know, granted, things don't happen when we want them to happen. They don't happen on our time. You know, it always seems like the Lord is dragging his feet, but the Lord, guaranteed, it always shows up in perfect timing. Guaranteed. You know, always on perfect timing. You know, but like I was saying, the Lord said that he was never going to put on us more than we can deal with. So whatever the situation may be, all right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to this. As a matter of fact, before I go to that, I'm gonna go to this in Ecclesiasticus 37. Ecclesiasticus 37 verse 14. It says, for a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. Because, you know, things happen, situations may come up, you know, and it's just like, damn, you know, Your mind will be all over the place, you know. Your mind will be all over the place. But the source, oftentimes, you know, certain things happen, and you know, you just got to remember that, hey, in the midst of whatever you got going on, just, hey, that's what the Lord said, be still and know that I am. Because things happen, and of course, you know, your mind gets to racing. It gets to, oh, what am I? You know, your mind's all over the place. It's like seven watchmen. You know, your mind is, it could be like more, like I said, for a man's mind, it sometimes wants to tell him more than seven watchmen. So now, you know, that's why the scriptures talk about how we, you know, casting off the burdens of man. Men teach us, we develop that characteristic of from Esau. You know, that's a custom of the heathen. You know, to worry, panic, think according to the flesh. You know, Jacob's out here worrying about bills and things of that nature, right? But it says, verse 15, it says, and above all this, pray to the Most High, that He will direct thy way in truth. So above all, hey, like I said, you know, just things happen, and your mind will be all over the place, but just sit still and, hey, all right, you know, sit your thoughts to the side, and right, your emotions, put those to the side, and you know, just, hey, Lord, you know, come to the Lord, you know, because like I said, our minds oftentimes can bender off everywhere except for the source. You know, that's why I said above all this, pray. All right, pray, because the Lord has you in that situation for a reason. You know, the Lord has you in that situation for a reason. And like I said, man, it's just, you know, those things come up, man. It's just like, damn, you know, you think this is the end of the line. You think you're about to tap out. You think you can't go any further. Well, the Lord has you there for a reason. All right. Again, never said you can't do something. Never said you can't do it. Because, you know, I'm speaking to myself. We all always have those moments of like, Lord, I can't do this, man. You know, I can't do this, Lord. I can't. But yes, you can. Yes, we can. All right. Yes, we can. I'm gonna grab this real quick. And was that Matthew? Something that I meditate on often, because I mean, this had to be tough. You know, just speaking as a man, this had to be tough. I'm gonna read this in Matthew 11. I'm gonna start at 1, and the heading says John's questions, talking about John the Baptist. All right, which was the beloved, or rather the favorite of Yahushua. All right, and Peter, being King David, was Yahweh's favorite. John is Yahushua's favorite. So that's why I think about this. I meditate on this from time to time, because like, damn, this shit had to be tough. Matthew 11:1, and it came to pass when Yahushua had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. Now when John had heard in the prison the works of Mashiach, he sent 2 of his disciples, because you know, that the reputation of Yahushua was getting out there, you know, his fame, so to say. And here it is, John, at this time he was sitting in prison. So that's why he sent out his 2 disciples. It says, verse 3, and said unto him, art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? Because here it is again. Here it is, the reputation of Yahushua was getting out there. And like I said, I'm just speaking as a man, because this had to be tough. It had to weigh on, you know, it had to be tough, you know. Here it is, John is sitting in prison, you know, and he's hearing about the things that Yahushua is doing. You know, I'm pretty sure John was getting excited, man. He was like, man, this is it. You know, I'm about to get out of here, you know. It wasn't like John was just sitting in the prison overnight or for a few days. No, he was in there for quite some time. In fact, he ended up dying in prison. All right. John ended up being murdered in prison, man. So imagine that. You know. But it says verse 4, and Yahushua said verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, go and show John again those things which ye do hear and see. You see, because again, just to make the point, Yahushua knew that John was gonna be all right, man. That's the point. You know, because like I said, we can only imagine what John Wolf was going through his head. He's thinking, this is it, man. I'm about to get out of here, man. And now he ended up dying in prison. You know, because Yahushua knew he was going to be all right, man. Because again, the Lord is not going to put you more than, he's not going to put on us more than we can deal with, more than we can bear. Yahushua knew John was going to be all right. You know, so likewise, us and our different situations. Listen, never say you can't do something, man, because the Lord has you there for a reason. And you know, quite frankly, the Lord puts us in these situations just to deliver us, just to deliver us out. I always say, you know, I always have I have a lot of sayings, but one thing I say, because like I said, you know, you just get to a point when you know, you embrace the hell, you embrace it, you just embrace the hell, you know, you embrace it. I always say the hard part is just going through the shit, man. The hard part is always the patience, you know. That's always that seems to always be the hard part. You know, waiting it out. Patience always seems to be the hard part. You know, but nevertheless, you know, the Lord knows, you know, more. He knows how to bend us just enough. All right. Whatever we go through is not for our complete destruction. It's not for our complete demise. You know, the Lord knows what He's doing. All right. Again, He's the one to put us in this situation just to deliver us. All right. You just got to wait it out. You know, just got to wait it out, man. I'm gonna go to this and Mark. So knowing that Yahweh Shema Shai is in full control, all right, you know, and He has our best interests at heart. Again, man, there's just no room for doubt, because like I was saying earlier, you know, we're in the battlefield. You know, not only are we fighting alongside others, but we got people depending on us, looking up to us. So there's really no room for doubt. There's no room for, because that shit spreads, man. That weakness, it spreads. You know, so never said you can't do something. Never said you can't do it, because yes you can. You know, yes you can, and yeah, you'll be all right. You know, we'll be all right. You know, yeah, that shit hurts. You know, but brother made a point this past Sunday's fellowship, man. I said, damn, you know. He said, you know, if it hurts, you're on the right track. You're on the right path, man. If it hurts, you're on the right path. And it's like, damn, you know, 'cause it's very true, you know. Especially that we're so close to the end. You know, we're so close to the end. We're gonna feel it more, man. It's gonna hurt more. But just trust on and lean on Yahweh Shema Shai. I got one more in Mark 11. Mark 11. Mark 11 and 20. And in the morning as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away. And Yahushua answering saith unto them, Have faith in God. And of course, it's easier said than done. You know, that's why it's a process. You know, it is a process. Matter of fact, reading on, it says, For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. So you see, man, you know, listen, man, that alone is a power in itself. You know, just saying something and just knowing the Lord is going to back you up, man. Knowing the Lord is he's going to come through for you. That alone is a power in itself. You know, but it said in verse 23, For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart. So that's the point. Because what it tells you in James, wavering. You ask the Lord and you're wavering. Listen, you're not going to get nothing. All right. Again, at this point, we should be to a point of we don't believe. We ought to know. We should just know. At this point, we should just know. All right. We're beyond belief. We should just know. No room for doubt, man. So never say you can't do something. All right. Because that's a doubtful spirit. Where's your faith? Yahushua was constantly getting on the disciples because of their lack of faith. That's why Yahushua said it's expedient for me to go. And that's why, because and it's different for each and every one of us. That's why Yahushua before the disciples became apostles, all right, like I said, the Lord was constantly getting on the disciples, man. Because they were lacking that faith. And before things can really go down, our faith has to be up to par. Our faith has to be on point. So you're walking around in that mopey spirit. The Lord ain't dealing with me. Nah, man. We don't have time for that shit, man. Stop having that type of attitude, man. Like I said, that shit is weak. All right. Leave that shit for the women. All right. That feminine spirit, because that's what feminine means. It goes into without faith. So leave that feminine energy. Leave that for the women. All right. Because, if you're involved in this thing and you don't believe, it's just like, what's the point? You're wasting not only your time, but everyone else's time, man. Just like, what's the point? If you're gonna doubt, what's even the point? So stop saying you can't do shit, man. Stop saying you can't do something, man. Where's your faith? Because I was saying that when Yahushua supped with the disciples, when they became apostles, when Yahushua supped with the disciples those 40 days, hey, man, listen, at that point, they were, fully persuaded. Hey, y'all can't tell us nothing. We seen the Messiah, and everything. We can only imagine the information that the disciples were getting during that time, during that 40 days, man. We can only imagine it. And typically 40 goes into, it typically represents a transitionary period, transition, a change, That's typically when you go into 40, all right, it usually represents or symbolizes a change, because like I said, that 40 days with the Yahushua and the disciples, hey, listen, at that point, you couldn't tell the disciples nothing. Well, when they became apostles at that point, you couldn't tell them nothing. You couldn't tell them nothing. Supping with the Lord, after he was risen, he came back from the dead, and man, listen, you couldn't tell the apostles nothing. That's why I said it's different for each and every one of us, because the Lord be showing us things in our walk, certain deliverances. The Lord be getting us out of what appears to be in our mind impossible situations, and the Lord be delivering us, man. It's just like, listen, that's why, hey, let every man be persuaded. You got to know for yourself. You got to believe for yourself. You got to know for yourself. So stop having that attitude of I can't do it. And they even tell you that in the world. Never say never. Stop having that type of attitude. Because, hey, to speak on, hey, and it's spiritual, because, Apostle Tahar, he's coming on 40 years in this ministry, Hey, like I just said, 40, often symbolizes change. And this thing of ours is we're about to transition, and I'm speaking to myself, hey, you're either going to get, because we're going from glory to glory, from faith to faith. And, you're either going to be on the right side or you're going to get left behind. But hey, be it according to your faith. So Lord, one of this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect until the next one. Shalom.